eight-armed and dangerous. Green, I was wondering when you'd show up. I got the latest scoop on the victor's spoils that our many-faced friend has set his sights on. Have you visited the Colosseum of late? There's a tourney in the works, and it's looking to be a big one. The Mithril Cup, sponsored by none other than Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. They say that Master Firegeist will be furnishing the prizes himself from his personal collection. Small wonder it's captured the attention of Mr. Sticky Fingers. You are familiar with the concern, yes? It's only the largest mining interest in the Sultanate, after all. The chairwoman, Master Feargeist, sits on the syndicate, and he possesses such wealth that rumor has it he could buy half the realm if he chose to. He's also renowned for being something of a martial arts enthusiast. With his position affording him little luxury to test his own skills, he settles for living vicariously through exploits of others, hence his sponsorship of tournaments like the Mithril Cup. He also had his hand in the masked carnival too. My colleague Ganelon is in Ul'dah covering the tourney as we speak. If we were to track him down, I bet he'd be able to give us something to get our investigation started. Yes, I'm busy, man. If you're looking for small talk, I suggest you look elsewhere. No need to be rude, Ganelon. He's a friend of mine. Now, what say you share your latest findings with us? I promise I'll make it worth your while. Ellie, if it isn't the Mithril Eye Star Reporter, come to have a laugh at Ganelon's expense for returning to your pen your latest front page feature, eh? Oh, very well. Just promise you'll put in a good word for me at the higher-ups, okay? Now let me tell you this. There's strange things afoot at the Colosseum. Bugger all, it's a travesty, I tell you! That's a very strange happenings indeed. Hotchu and Hamo, whatsoever is the matter? And pray tell, where, pray tell, is Hutchin? The four of you will compete for the cup together, yes? I fear that an unfortunate mishap has left Hutchin in no condition to fight. We're just on our way to convey the dire news to Dower Meadow. Mishap, my ass! This was sabotage! Some bloody coward out there will stop at nothing to eliminate his competition. I swear on my subligar. Lower your voice, Hutch. My head stings enough without your bloody shouting. Hutchin! Should you not be resting your wounds? Oh, but forgive your incompetent, unworthy comrade. If I had been quicker with my mantra, we would still be 4 men strong. Not berate yourself so, Hamo. In victory and defeat, the Mantravilles fight as one. You bear no more responsibility for my wounds than I. Any road, I dare say I'll not be back into fighting Fettle by arsing about in bed. I'm ready to chant some mantras. How about the lot of you? Hutchin, for you I'm always ready. Now that's what I like to hear. 1,000 mantras, and I want each one to ring out over the Sagoli. The Mantravilles? Aye, as Hutchin tells it, they took their name from a training partner they met at the Fist of Rolga, a man they most admire for his devotion and chiseled physique. Yeah, that definitely sounds familiar. So maybe his claim about training with the Fist of Rolga wasn't actually untrue. Consider me not the least bit interested. The talk of attacks on the competitors, however, of this I would hear more. I kind of want to hear about Hildibrand training with the Fist of Rolga, actually. Maybe it was Godbert. Ah, yes. I mentioned that strange things were afoot, yes? With mere days left before the Mithril Cup, a staggering number of would-be combatants have withdrawn, citing a host of curious ailments and injuries. With a list of entrants shrinking by the day, the organizers have been forced to abandon the elimination format in favor of a mass melee between what few battlers remain. Phantom Thieves Challenge, gladiators dropping like flies. No, this is no mere coincidence. I would speak to the individual in charge of the concert, or event. Where would I find him? The concerned sponsor's attorney, the day-to-day organizational duties are being handled by a fellow by the name of Dower Meadow. He should be in his office with the Coliseum's halls. I'll send a word to the gate man, Yuyababa. Yuyabaya. He owes me a favor or two. Splendid. Come, Green, we got a case to crack. The Mithro Eye, you say? By all means, you're free to enter. I'm Ellie, reporter for the Mithro Eye. Never blinking, all-seeing, you know the deal, yes? And you must be Dower Meadow. I was hoping I could ask you a few questions about the upcoming tourney.
Who am I to argue with free publicity? And from a charming little thing like yourself, ask away, Mikaro. That said, between the challenge from the so-called Phantom Thief and now these bizarre attacks targeting the fighters, our Tony's already talk of the town. Not that you'll see me complaining, provided someone still left to fight, that is. You're free to investigate as you wish, but you'll be smart to exercise some caution. Needless to say, recent events have everyone here a bit on edge. Why, just moments ago, one fighter almost took off another head for insulting the color of his subject. Looks like we got ourselves another... Those two aren't the entry books.
Oh, and Briarden KOs the inspector with one hit. And our challenger unleashes a vicious right hook as the gentleman inspector was channeling his strength for his next attack. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner! Inspector Briarden, as efficient as ever, I see.
A true gentleman. Eschews violence, Inspector.
You were thinking. It annoyed me. Dower Meadow, I presume. Tell me everything you can about the prizes for this tourney, and try to be brief.
Was wondering when you might ask. Master Fire guys have spared no expense in making the Mithro Cup the most lucrative tourney the Coliseum's ever seen. The victor will receive a true treasure from his collection, the Warden's Grace, a ring fitted with the largest sun sphere you'll find outside a corner. A second and third place prizes are nothing to sneeze at either. But I don't care how many faces he's got, we got nothing to fear from this thief. The concern has hired an elite regiment of stone torches to watch over the vault day and night. Hiring an elite regiment with Percival that can sneak in. Where have I heard this before? Yes, just as the brass blades were so successful in stopping the thief last time. If you want your treasures safe, go fetch them and bring them to me. And be quick about it. I haven't got all day. But I can't do that, Inspector. After all, what proof do I have that you ain't Mr. Many Faces in another one of his elaborate get-ups? No, if you want to get your hands on the spoils, you have to claim them as any other would, in battle. As a matter of fact, what with the ranks thinned as they are, we're actively recruiting new competitors. The more the merrier, and more lucrative at that. Now, where did our receptionist get off to? Over here, you slimy bugger. We got some fresh blood for the melee. Oh, give me a moment, will ya? I've only got 8 arms, or were they legs?
It's Ultras! Slobbering cephalopod.
You called? I was about to give the lovely Miss Avila the grand tour.
Inspector Hildibrand, look! He's purple!
Astute as ever, Nashu. This color, this overabundance of appendages. I smell a case.
I think that's just a smell of octopi.
Ah, that's just my receptionist, Ultros. Don't be startled now. He's an ugly little bugger, but he's friendly enough. Word has it that he was one of the many bizarre creatures born of a recent experiment with ancient incantations at the Thaumaturgist Guild. They were going to seal him away in a hole in the desert with the others. When he opened his slobbering mouth and started pleading for his life. I just want to live in peace. I'll do anything, anything. So the management hired him to perform odd jobs about the Colosseum. And I'm ever glad that they did. I tell you, this job ain't glamorous, but it sure has its perks. And what a delicious morsel. I want to get my tentacles around her. Ew. Ew. I know not who you are or where you hail from, and I do not care. If you dare to challenge me, my Tempest Blade will show you no mercy. And you can forget about your case, Inspector. There's only one who will claim the victor's spoils, and that is me. Oh, I just love it when she talks rough. Now, who's the chump who wants to get a pummeling by my lovely little Avi? Me? Though a gentleman takes far more pride in rescuing fair damsels than fighting them, I fear we have little recourse. I, Hildibrand, agent of Enquiry, inspector extraordinaire, shall do what must be done to... The green slime will be entering the tournament on my behalf. Green slime? You do look like a slime. Well, bucket me with a spear to think I see the day when a warrior of light stood in my Colosseum. Hear that clink clink clinking? That's the sound of guild pouring into our coffers when the public finds out a true Eosian hero will be stepping into the ring to fight them for the Mithril Cup. Oh, and I reckon your friend can tag along too. Show him where to sign, Nolty. With Green, I suppose we have a good as chance as any. Now I just need to make sure he doesn't come down with some curious injury. The gladiatrix, Avila was it, seemed quite certain of her chances at victory. Suspiciously certain, I would say. Aha! I am already 10 steps of you, Inspector. That old Charles fellow must seem most knowledgeable about Miss Avila. Come, Nashu, the investigation is afoot. As much as that sounds like an amazingly productive line of investigations, might I suggest that our first priority is to keep Green safe here. Let us return to Ganelon and see what he can tell us of these mysterious attacks on the combatants. Very well, I shall leave that task to you. I have a lead of my own to investigate. Should you uncover any new information, I trust you will share it with me at the first opportunity. I will only promise to try. You again. I already told you that. What? Enter the tourney, you say? Are you out of your bleeding mind? Look, I got a suspicion or two which I'm happy to share with you, but in the end you have to protect yourself, you hear? So I've been asking around. It seems that more than a few of the fighters who pulled out of the tourney were scheduled to fight a warrioress by the name of Avila. Now, I can't make any promises, but my instinct tells me this girl is bad news. Don't take it from me when you can hear it from someone who crossed blades with her just days ago. A fellow by the name of Raging Rat, the misfortune of being mashed up with Avila in the preliminary round, earned himself a right bruising from it all. Last I heard, he was resting up back at the Pugilist Guild. Why don't you pay him a visit? Hello, Raging Rat. Going to have a good old laugh at Raging Rat's expense, have you? Well, you're not the first. I say, is there not a man in this entire realm with an ounce of sympathy? Well, greetings, good sir. How fortunate you are today that your guest is Hildibrand Manderville, gentleman and inspector. Now, if you would, please enlighten me to how exactly it was that you were beaten to a bloody pulp by Miss Avila. God, don't miss words, don't you? Gentlemen, my arse, have you not with a delicacy? Never you mind. Look, the records may say I lost, but I'll admit nothing of sort. I'll shout at the top of my lungs if no one else will. That girl doesn't fight fair. Tempest Blade, some kind of foul sorcery if you ask me. Mark my words, that girl is up to no good. If she weren't so damned easy on the eye, she'd be rotting in jail as we speak. Girls Alamigano, haven't you heard? You know I was with those refugees. I fight with honor when you got nothing to lose. Okay, incredibly rude, but... Yes, why not disparage an entire people in a pathetic attempt to salvage your sorry pride? It was a real piece of work, Green. Let's be on our way. I didn't mean no offense, miss. Just like telling it like it is, as it were. Perhaps it truly is some manner of sorcery, as the fellow says. Or perhaps she works with an accomplice? You didn't strike me as the magic-wielding type. If I were a betting woman, I'd put my guilt on the latter. Ah, Miss Ellie, a thrill of the chase has struck a chord with you as well. Yes, I can see it in the wrinkles beneath your eyes. We might very well make an inspectress of you yet. I'll give you a good wrinkle, you insensitive boor. If what the man says is true, it's likely that our fellow Alamegans might sympathize with their plight. An accomplice would hardly be out of the question. Yes, I can see it now. Two unfortunate souls, shunned by those around them, united by destiny and a common desire for justice. Are you talking about yourselves, or Avila and the accomplice, or... Ample appendages whirling wildly, sending gusts of wind flying every which way. Avila and Ulti, a match made in the heavens. Were it any more obvious, I could have solved this case without leaving my home. Incredible! Your powers of deduction never fails to amaze, Inspector. What is it with you two and that infernal octopus? Mr. Ul'dah should be sold to Colosseum. Let us hurry before he slithers back off to whensoever he came. I guess it's good about as elite as any. Shh, friend, and look over yonder. Behold those exquisite legs, those stylish tentacles, the unearthly undulations of its squirmy, squishy body. Yes, our friend Ulti is a most fascinating creature indeed. Behold how he carefully eyes the gladiatrix before him. What manner of mischief is he plotting? He speaks! Yes, this is most suspicious indeed. Oh, what is this? The girl has fled in a panic. Our friend Ulti appears to be discouraged. Look at the way his shoulders sag. Or how they would sag if he had shoulders. Our quarry is on the move. Quickly, Nashu. We must pursue. Oh, hey, it's this guy again. Mr. Ulti seems to have found himself another gladiatrix. What might he be plotting this time? Look at those succulent legs. I reckon they just taste wonderful in a good marinara sauce. Marinara sauce. Ah, he speaks. And another girl rushes off. Whatever did he say to her? He looks so sad. Shall we douse him in lemon butter and put him out of his misery, Inspector? Whatever is he doing with these girls anyway? Call me crazy, but I think he likes them? poor misunderstood Ul'dah. Here we suspected him of criminal activity, when in truth, he was just a gentle soul luckless in love. Oh, Ul'dah, can you find it in your squishy, slimy heart to forgive us?
Yes, yes. Now perhaps we should return to our investigation. If Avila is as suspicious as they say, perhaps we should follow her around for a bit. Our medal back at the Coliseum should be able to enlighten us as to her whereabouts.
An excellent idea, Miss Ellie. But I have a better one. Let us return to the Coliseum and speak with Dire Meadow. From him we shall ascertain Miss Avila's whereabouts, upon which we shall follow her about to see if she is indeed as suspicious as they say. Come, Nashu, the investigation calls.
That is literally the same thing that says, okay. Ellie doesn't even just bat an eye at that anymore.
Don't think Uncle Ul'dah didn't see you following me. That's the big idea, eh? I'm nothing more than a stupid octopus. Or am I? Come on now. I just want what any octopus wants. Cute girl, untold riches, and the admiration of millions. Can't Uncle Ul'dah dream? Well, kids, anything can run. And again, I am an octopus. Yes? What is it this time? I'm a busy man. Looking for Avila, you say? Just something about sharing a flagon with our countrymen over that coffin. But you might still find her there. I'll warn you though, if you're smart, you'll keep your distance from that one. That poor bugger Ganelon tried to interview her for an article, thought the girl was gonna rip his head clean off. How can I put this? She doesn't seem to take kindly to being asked questions of personal nature, if you'll catch me drift. That said, if you're looking for a good spotter match to warm you up for the tourney, that might just be the ticket. I can assure you there'll be no need for gratuitous fisticuffs, my good sir. With my remarkable powers of espionage, we will ascertain all the information we need without the fiery lass even being alerted to our presence. Let us be off. Behold, the lovely Miss Avila, just as predicted. Let us keep watch from here, so as to not set off the girl's famed temper. How many times must I tell you? There is no cause for concern. The spoil shall be mine. It may as well be written in stone. Do you realize what this means? We have suffered and suffered long, but my victory shall mark a new era. Just as Rabban al-Din won a new life for himself in the Colosseum, I shall win a new life for our people. The prize that I shall claim will bolster the wealth of a people 10,000-fold. In a land where wealth is power, we will be kicked to the gutter by the Ul'dahs no longer. With that, I must be off to the Nanawa mines to meet my sister. Miss Avila's self-assurance is ever a sight to behold. I deduce that my own chances of felling her on the field of battle are infinitesimal.
I could have told you that before you signed up. Come now, you got a suspect to pursue.
Trying to steal Avila from Uncle Ul'dah's tentacles, are you? I'm afraid that isn't going to happen. Yes, Uncle Ul'dah's homemade explosive will see that this is the end of the road for you. Does that make me a bad octopus?
Maybe.
Ah, the distinctive smell of fire sand. Another one of your handcrafted explosives, I take it, Nashu.
Heavens no, Inspector. This is far too elaborate to be one of mine. Do you think whoever crafted this will be willing to give me a lesson?
They're on to me. Preposterous. Could it be that Musclehead isn't as stupid as he looks?
Maybe.
I see. In any event, I shudder to think what might happen if an unsuspecting passerby chanced upon such a hazardous object. Allow me. Heave ho! You gotta be kidding me!
Wile E. Ultros.
That maiden in mining god must be the sister of whom Miss Avila spoke. Let us listen a bit closer. I thought we agreed. No hard labor until your leg is healed. I swear, sometimes I think you were born solely to give your poor sister headaches. Says the girl who once fought off 10 Imperials with one good arm. Perhaps someday you'll understand your little sister can take care of herself just as well as you. Speaking of which, what news of the tourney? Worry not, Hegelina. I've taken all the necessary precautions. The Warden's grace is as good as ours. Even the most modest estimate's value, it's worth at some 30 million gil. Do you realize what this means? Necklaces from Times, sun-silk dresses, all the luxuries you've ever wanted will be yours. The poor little girls in shabby clothes, object of pity and scorn for all the Ul'dah's upper crust, those days are over. After I claim victory, we will take our place at the top of the society. I don't know, Avi. Wealth is all well and good, but when I see you stand tall in the Colosseum, hundreds and thousands are cheering your name, I am proud. No matter how humble our birth, if we stand strong, stand together, this alone is all the wealth I ask for. That is your problem, Hegelina. You've been too quick to settle for less than you're worth, but worry not, for your sister is watching over you. I will do this for us. Now I must return. God forbid one of those prying reporters overhear us. Hello, prying reporter. That's my Avi, unfazed by a duel to the death, yet terrified to be caught in a moment of tenderness. May the God smile on you, sister, and be safe. A more moving display of sisterly love I have not seen, yet I fear it has afforded us little in the way of prospective clues. It would seem Avila's obsession with victory runs deeper than we imagined. That said, I can't help but feel a bond with the girl. My sister and I were alone in the world too, you see. Inspector, did you just hear what I heard? No. Look, kids, Uncle Diaz had it up to here with you. You think you could just fall in this pit and die like a good little boy? I'm talking to you, Mr. Warrior of Light. Hear that sound? Just one step closer. Closer. Not you, you idiot! Ahem. No need for concern, friends. I have simply taken the liberty of investigating this hole in the ground, and I am pleased to hear that there seems to be nothing out of the ordinary. Our hero. Now, shall we return to Ul'dah? The Mithril Cup will be starting before long, and the last thing we want, after all this, is to lose our bout by forfeit. Could it be? Did that musclehead dive straight into my trap to save his companions? The others seem completely unsurprised at the turn of events. Doubtless he has performed such selfless acts before. A true gentleman if I ever saw one. But if you think that means I'm gonna show mercy on you, you got another think coming. Time to break out the big guns, kids. Wait a minute. I dug 2 pits, didn't I? Come to think of it, the second one was right around... Give me a break! How was the second pit fall deeper than the first one? Yes, is something the matter? We're on something of a tight schedule here, Inspector. Stand back, Miss Ellie. My well-honed inspector senses are tingling. I feel a most fearsome adversary lurking about. This time you're really up the creek without a paddle, kids. Mwahaha. Say hello to a not-so-little friend of mine from the Colosseum. He's large, he's in charge, and most of all, he's hungry! Where in the world is he? I haven't got all night.
Oh, thanks, Godbirds.
My chimera! Who is that half-naked fool? Father, could it be that the aura of unmitigated murderous rage that I felt was not our quarry, but you? Hildy, I was merely taking a stroll in search of inspiration and materials for my newest masterpiece in the making. And what brings you and your friends to these parts today?
Just a bit of sleuth work, Father dear, and with that, we must return to Ul'dah. If you have not heard, your son is set to compete for the Mithril Cup.
Oh, moonlighting as a gladiator, are we? A fitting second career for a Manderville man, if I say so myself. That muscle-bound old man is the inspector's father. Remind me never to go to one of their family reunions. Gah, just who is this inspector anyway? Hildy is a worthy rival, if there ever were one. Oh, who goes there? Hildy, Reen, I have been waiting for this day.
It's Greg.
Well, looky who we have here. You're quite the intimidating gent yourself. A friend of the inspector, perhaps? I am Gilgamesh, a wandering duelist, and I am not so much as the inspector's friend as his enemy. Well, that makes two of us. Perk up, Gulliver, because this just might be your lucky day. Is there no one in this cursed realm who can remember my... Call me what you will, friend, but heed my words. Green is a formidable foe. That sounds like high praise coming from a big fella like yourself. Not such a powerhouse as a sidekick. That inspector must be something else indeed. I know not what brings you to do battle with these two, but I warn you, you'll end up as seafood soup if you face them alone. And with that, I must be off. For reasons I do not entirely understand, I am considered something of a fugitive in these parts. Green, I will not fall so easily this time. Well, it looks like I've got my legs full, all 8 of them. But that adventure is too strong to take on alone. I'll just have to bring along a friend. Mwahaha. A supplely twisting ring calling to mind the undulations of a creature of the sea. Yes! Inspiration has struck! Nobody here but us octopodes!
Ul'dah is a long way from the ocean? Yeah. Apparently he was summoned by the Thaumaturgist Guild when they were experimenting with ancient magics, and they put him to work in the desert. Or put him to work in the city.
Look forward to your next life as a masterpiece fiend! Muscleheads! I hate them! Good heavens, chancing upon father like that. I dare say it has taken a year off my life. Quite a crowd has assembled. It would seem festivities are nigh about to commence. I hope to uncover more of Miss Avila's secrets, but no matter. What better place to continue my investigation than on the field of battle?
Are you going to ask her questions in the middle of fighting?